What's that?
There's a gun in here.
Nuh-uh.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. Copy.
I don't know. Oh! I'm pissed off!
Bonita Tracy Ann Wright's unexpected arrest isn't the beginning of this story, but it quickly rewinds months back to the horrific crime that set everything in motion.
Me and my boyfriend got into it last night, and I just woke up this morning, and he's laying by the front door, but he's not moving. I tapped him or whatever, and he was like, Argh.
Just hours after discovering her fiancé, Kieran Ficklin, fatally stabbed, Bonita Tracy Ann Wright responded in a manner that defied expectation.
I've never seen his eyes that big or the veins popping out.
No matter how hard Bonita tried, the secrets she believed were buried deep down eventually began to surface.
Where was he?
He was just downstairs.
Where at?
In the living room.
There's no blood. That's the problem.
It all started with a disturbing 911 call made by Bonita on the morning of August 31st, 2022. When the officers arrived at the scene, they discovered Kieran in a pool of blood, pronouncing him dead at the scene. However, what immediately struck the detectives as unusual was the condition of his body. It appeared to have been there for several hours, contradicting Bonita's account of events. At the moment, the only potential suspect in the room was Bonita. In an attempt to understand what truly led to Kieran's tragic death, Bonita is taken into custody and escorted to the station for questioning.
Why? Why? Because you just that mad? You just that mad you want to lay there and not say nothing? And not tell me what's going on? You know my mom don't care about me. My dad don't care about me. You know this. You know everything. You know.
Alright. Do you need toilet tissue or anything? Alright. So I'm Detective Casper. This is Detective Reader.
Hey.
Alright. So I want to get you out of here as soon as possible, okay? I'm sure you don't want to be here. Bonita, what happened to your hair?
I put it out. I don't.
So, I want to talk to you about everything that's going on, okay?
Yes.
But before I do that, I have to read you your rights. That does not mean that you are in trouble, okay? It's just policy that you're at the police department, alright? So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney and have one present during any questioning. If you can't afford one, will be appointed to you, and you can exercise these rights at any time. Do you understand? Okay. Now listen to me, that does not mean you're in trouble, okay? It's just part of our policy.
I know how the law works. If they're determined that I did something, that's what it's going to be. But I know I didn't do nothing to harm my feet. I just wish he would have said something.
So explain that to me a little bit. Walk me through what happened last night. I know that we were called last night for something.
We got into it. We was already... somebody told me he was cheating on me.
Okay.
So I let it be there. I said what I said. So we was not talking the whole day because he was upset about me saying that he was cheating on me.
Okay.
And I went to my sister's house. I was drinking. My neighbor came over. We was all taking shots. And when I got home, I don't even remember coming home. But I know we had to have words because...
Was he there already?
Yes, he was already there.
Does he have a key?
I gave him. I dropped the key off to his friend's house. He went to his friend's house earlier yesterday.
Okay.
So I drove to his friend's house and I dropped the key off to him. So we had to have words because it went from his stuff being where it was to his stuff being in his suitcases.
Okay. Like he was packing to leave.
Yeah, or either I was packing his stuff to leave, and then the police got called.
Okay.
So when I was trying to talk to them, he was telling them like, yeah, take her to jail. She doing this, she doing that. She all, belligerent or whatever because I was drinking. So I closed the door I'm like, I'm not going nowhere because I live here. I pay bills here. Like, you my
Is it in your
boyfriend.
name?
Yes, you my boyfriend, and I asked you to be, in my household or whatever. So that was that.
What time was that about?
I probably got home around like maybe 12 or 1, something in between that time.
Did you actually talk to the officers last night?
Yeah, I remember talking to them. I had a few words with them, but like I said, I was drinking, so I wasn't trying to talk to nobody.
Sure, I understand.
And I don't know. It just went blank. Like,
so you pretty much said, hey, I want him out of here for the night.
yeah.
And obviously they can't do that because he technically lives there. So it's established
So
residence.
that was that. And I remember getting into an altercation with him, and the table, he kept saying, oh, you want to throw my shit out? I'm about to break everything in your house. And I was trying to fight, stop him from breaking everything. So we got into an altercation. That's how the table broke, then the glass broke. And,
The mirror, maybe?
the mirror or whatever. And I don't know if he grabbed the knife first and if I took it from him, but I just know that I'm a woman and you a man. And you're not about to do that to me.
You said it was physical. Was he like pushing you? Was he
Yeah,
shoving you?
like, and I know my lip is swole. Like, when you started, my lip is swole.
You got
I
a
saw
big
your
cut out
mark
of that
on
And then my
back.
cut and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, I'm going to defend myself, period.
Sure.
That's what it's going to be. But I remember him getting the first aid kits and like, babe, just bandage yourself up. You bleeding everywhere, this, that. And I went upstairs and I went to bed.
So he actually got you with the knife.
Supposedly, like,
Do you remember that?
I remember him going, and grabbing a knife. I remember that. And
What did the knife look like? Do you remember?
I got several knives. So
Was it like a pocket knife? Was it a
it
kitchen
was
knife? Was it a sword?
a steak knife.
A steak knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember me grabbing another one and trying to but he's a man. He's gonna overpower me. And that one, like, the handle and stuff broke off. Like, it's not even with a handle on it anymore. It's just a knife.
The blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
From the beginning, Bonita appears defensive, expressing no concern over Kieran's death, but instead being more worried about protecting her reputation. Her account not only exposes their troubled relationship, but also reveals that they had been in frequent physical altercations. As the plot gradually unravels, detectives stumble upon unsettling truths that expose a complex web of deception, ultimately shattering confidence in Bonita's claim of innocence.
So I'm gonna make sure I get all this right. So last night, you get word that he's cheating on you, potentially.
That was weeks ago.
Okay. But last night, did you catch him with somebody else?
No, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. That was filmed from a couple days ago.
So it kind of just
day
boiled
before
over.
yesterday. Yeah, it boiled over. Like, he was still mad about it.
Okay. So you go over to your sister's, you're drinking, you come home, he's there. But you drop the key off to his buddy. You guys get to arguing, the police get called. Obviously, there's nothing we can do. We can't kick him out. You're not going to leave it to your house. After that, it gets physical. At some point, he grabs a knife, you grab a knife, you guys get to tussling or whatever. It's a fight. You fall a couple times in the living room, on the mirror, the table breaks. Now, does he purposely break your stuff at any point?
Yeah, like, for the table, he grabbed it.
Is it a glass table?
Yeah.
Okay.
And was like, his whole thing was, like I said before, you keep throwing my shit outside, I'm about to break everything in your house. So that's how the table got broke.
Okay.
And then I'm just like, so the couch is up because now at that point, I'm just trying to toss all my stuff to the side so he won't break it.
Sure. Understandable.
So.
Alright, so you guys are both holding knives at some point, you're fighting. You guys fall a bunch of times.
Yeah, but then mine is, like I said, mine is broken. Like, because he's a man. So I didn't have mine long.
Okay. Do you ever feel him stab you?
I mean, at the moment when you're adrenaline rushing,
Yeah,
you don't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when I woke up, I felt everything. From my throat to my lip to my arm, my fingers, like, I feel it now.
Okay. So after you guys are done fighting, he says you're bleeding. Let me bandage you up.
Yeah,
So
he went and got
grabbed
the first aid kit, and he was like, "Babe, let me bandage you up." He put the, and I'm fighting. I'm like, "No, get the off
Is
me,
he
don't
bleeding
touch
at
me."
this point?
No, I didn't see no
his shirt or
blood,
anything
nothing.
like that?
I did not see nothing at all.
Okay. So he bandages you up. You go upstairs and go to sleep.
Yeah,
But before he bandaged you up, you said you were still fighting. You were
yeah, I was still. I'm like, just leave me alone, whatever. Don't touch me. He like,
Did
"Babe,
you?
stop."
Did either one of you still have the knife at that
No,
point? Okay.
How did the knife end up outside?
I don't even know.
There's a black steak knife with blood on it outside the house. How did that get there?
I don't know. Like I said, we was fighting out. We was, in and out. So I'm literally throwing his stuff outside. That's why you see the fireworks or, all that stuff or whatever. Because I'm throwing his stuff outside. So me and him is in and out the house.
Okay. So he bandages you up. You go upstairs, go to sleep. You wake up this morning and you find him down there.
Yeah.
He's bleeding, cold to the touch. And then
Yeah.
you go to your neighbor's house, Jamal. Call 911.
Because I'm panicking so much, like I couldn't even find a charger for my own phone.
Did you say anything to the 911 dispatchers?
Yeah, I was like, my boyfriend is laying here, and they was like, "Oh, can you turn him on his back or something?" They was asking me questions, and I'm just like, I was telling them whatever I told them, and I was just telling them like, "Can just get somebody here because I don't know. I hear him.
Just
But-
like an exhale?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it wasn't just one. It was several.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, he can be, somebody needs to get here. Because I was just scared.
Sure, I understand.
He was cold, and the last time I touched somebody cold was my grandmother in a casket. So I just didn't know.
Okay. Do you know, after you call 911, you go back to the house?
Yes, I was at the house.
When you found him this morning, how was he laying?
Just regular, like, he was by the shoes, and he was laying like this.
On
like,
his side?
Yeah, on the side or whatever. He was just like he was sleeping.
Like hand tucked in his arm?
Yeah, like he was sleeping like this.
There was a point, though, between the bandaging, when he bandaged you up, you said there was another type of altercation. After he bandaged you up, then the car argument started. You were like, I
Well,
need to get my keys, so can you
that-
remember what happened between that time?
I'm not sure if that was before or after he bandaged me up. But I'm gonna say this: once he began to bandage me up, that's when the argument started to die down.
Okay.
So it might have been right before he started bandaging me up.
Okay, so after he bandaged you up, you guys didn't have
No.
any more physical altercation?
No.
like that?
I was just trying to tell him, just like, leave me alone. I don't need you to bandage me up. I just don't want to be bothered with you. And I went upstairs.
Alright, so at some point he received this wound.
Mm-hmm.
This pretty bad wound. Can you try to pinpoint at any specific time when he would have received that? Because I'm sure after he received it, he was probably normal, like adrenaline kicks in, and all that kind of stuff. But there had to have been one specific point, because that's a big wound to receive. Like that's not, an accidental like, dig.
What you mean, like?
Like on his side,
Mhm.
that's where the blood was.
Mhm.
That's a big wound to receive. Like that's not like
And
five.
not
Like,
say
grab
anything
a-
about, or not to know about, is what we're saying. So we both know, everything's been out on the table. We both know there was a fight. We both know
He's
you
obviously
had
bigger
knives.
than you, stronger than you.
We both know you had knives. We just need to pinpoint exactly when he got the wound on his side that ultimately,
I mean, it probably
caused
happened
you this
when
thing here.
we both had knives and we fell into the mirror. That's probably when it happened.
It's evident from Bonita's demeanor that she's trying to control the narrative and feigns forgetfulness to avoid suspicion. Meanwhile, detectives uncover a shocking piece of evidence that is about to change the trajectory of the case. The autopsy reveals that the stab wound Kieran sustained matches the knife Bonita had used during the altercation, casting doubt on her account. With this information, the story is about to take a dramatic turn, highlighting a disturbing series of events that ultimately led to Kieran's tragic death.
Did he say anything?
No, he didn't say nothing. He didn't say, oh, you stabbed me, or I'm cut, or he didn't say nothing like that. And I never saw no blood until this morning.
So what makes you think that happened when you guys fell into the mirror? Just off the top of your head.
Just because it was just a lot. It was a lot. I was tumbling over the pillows. He was falling on me.
And at that time, you both had knives in your hands.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Is there a chance that you stabbed him to get him off of you?
No.
To get him away from you? To
No.
kind of like de-escalate this and like protect yourself at some point? Or, I mean...
If, I'm going to say this. If I felt that way in that altercation, then that's what happened. But I don't remember that. And all I know is, like you just said, he's a man, and I'm going to defend myself.
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. Because we're talking about two different things here, right?
Right.
So we're talking about this happening because of other circumstances that were going on, or we're talking about something that, I don't want to say it's unwarranted, but, you know, something like this happening, this is not common. You know what I mean? Like, we handle these all the time,
Okay.
but this is for
I know,
us.
I know. I don't remember everything. If there was a time where I was trying to get him off of me, then that possibly happened. Because we've been here before. If you check our records, he's been in jail for putting his hands on me before.
Did it possibly happen, or did it
So,
happen? Because this is things that we need to know. Because
Right.
these timelines and these series of events are going to help us pinpoint
Exactly.
exactly what happened.
that's what I'm saying. I know for sure I didn't just bluntly stab him.
Okay.
Okay? I know I had the knife for protection.
Mhm.
But I did not bluntly just do anything to get him, you know, to stop anything or to like, oh, you scaring me, I'm gonna stab you, this, that. Like, it had to have happened when we was tussling.
Okay.
Because I just wanted it in my hand to know that, you know, you're not about to
Yeah, you're not f***ing around.
You're not about to over me, you're not about to put your hands on me.
So at some point you're tussling, do you ever feel that knife go in him? Or feel like any pressure on that knife? I mean, because you're going to remember that. Whether you're drunk or not, you're going to remember that. Something like that happening. That's not something that you don't remember. You know, like I remember being drunk, getting in bar fights, or getting into a fight and getting punched in the face. And, you know, you remember that no matter how drunk you are.
I'm trying to. I really am. I'm trying to recall how night.
Think about it hard.
I am.
Listen, you're not. This is no judgment. Okay, this doesn't make you a bad person for whatever happened. All right. I don't want you to think that this is something that him and
I'm just trying to
have
get
never
to
done.
the point where that happened, where like, because I know he jumped on me.
You're getting there.
I know
you're walking us through it. You
Yeah,
were right
I know
there.
he jumped on me, and
Now, where are you at when he jumps on you?
Left off, you were in the kitchen.
well, we was in the kitchen, and I was going to the back to get a bag to put his stuff in, and I was by the stove, and like,
At this point, the knife was still in your hand because you were throwing stuff out
Yeah.
still, right?
I just know that I wasn't about to be and bleeding somewhere,
happen
or
right
like.
Did it happen?
It had to, because I was, after that point, it was like, okay, now you want to fight me. So then within that window, it was just like, I was just fighting. And then that's when I remember him trying to bandage me up. Talking about I was bleeding.
When you walked in the kitchen to get the bags, where was he standing?
He was still by the door. He was by the
So he
door.
was by the door right where we found him this morning, right?
Yeah, right there. But he was alive or whatever,
Yeah,
standing
yeah.
up. And he was,
But when you came around that corner, when you were walking past that stove, he was standing by the door. What happened in that moment? Something happened in that moment because you're getting there and you want to say it, but I feel like you think,
I'm trying to use the exact, I'm trying to give you the exact action.
yeah, and that's what we need. So explain it because
I
you're
think this
there.
happened in that kitchen too. The blood splatter
Well, that's where we're at right now.
makes it
Yeah.
make me believe that it didn't happen anywhere else but the kitchen.
So you got to take us to that moment, because this is your time, okay?
I'm trying to remember. I really am.
And we want to help you out the best we can.
I don't know if he like jumped on me or I don't know, but we was tussling in that kitchen.
I think you're right there. See, and he's standing by the door.
And I
You're
grabbed the
coming towards
bag
him.
and I went. That's why the crates and stuff is outside because his stuff was in the crates right there where my pantry is.
Mhm. Listen, you've been beat up before, right? He's beat your before, right? So you were fed
several
up.
men.
So
has
you were
beat my before.
listen. So you were fed up.
Yes.
That's understandable. Okay. Some shit happened beforehand. He's standing by the door. You have a knife in your hand. You already know he's fired up. You've already been into it. You're probably bleeding at this point. You're done.
Yeah, I think you
Had
had
enough.
enough. Because whatever happened right there. And I think you just had enough of it. I think
No, it
things
wasn't
boiled
that I
over.
had enough. Like, because I don't. Like, I'm not gonna just
Not enough.
stab him
No.
and be like, oh,
Yeah.
like no.
In August 2022, Kieran was arrested for domestic assault, reinforcing Bonita's claim that he was abusive. However, Bonita also alleges that despite being involved in a fatal altercation while she was intoxicated, she went to sleep peacefully afterward. This contradiction raises serious doubts, leading detectives to question the credibility of her account. However, the more Bonita attempts to avoid the questions, the more she unknowingly ends up revealing details that will ultimately seal her fate.
We had to have tussle, and that happened. Because regardless of what me and him going through, I'm not like, oh, I hate you or nothing like that, or I was just gonna try to drop him off to his mom's house and leave like that. Nobody expected this to happen.
Whatever happened in that kitchen. Wherever he's lying is probably where this happened at. Because whatever happened was pretty traumatic. So
I don't think it happened and then he bandaged you up and then you went upstairs and you laid down. I think whatever happened there, I don't think he left the kitchen.
no.
I don't think he ever left that spot by the door. It happened right there. But what we need is just you to kind of walk us through. You're right there. You're right there, and I know you're scared to say
But that's
it.
the thing, like nothing happened after that. That's literally what I remember. I remember him coming to me. It was blood everywhere. I was already bleeding.
Yeah.
So it was blood on his shirt too, from me. So that altercation, it had to happen in that kitchen. And then he
never left that kitchen.
right.
At that point, yeah.
Because he never followed me upstairs.
Right. So
I said, you, he was like, whatever, this is that. I remember hearing his voice before I went upstairs.
when you went upstairs, did he lay down? Was he on the ground when you went upstairs?
No.
Where was he?
He was just downstairs
Where at?
in the living room.
There's no blood. That's the problem. Like, there was no trail of blood from the kitchen to the living room back to the kitchen again. And he was bleeding a lot. So that, like...
Right, but that's the whole thing. It happened at like 1 or 2 in the morning. It's what time did I call y'all?
8:30?
Right. So, I mean, I watch a lot of and a lot of shit. Like, it wasn't a lot of blood.
We're not saying like he was deceased right there.
Yeah, that's
He was
what I'm
probably
saying.
still talking to you, but we're trying to fill in the blanks because there's a blank. You've told the story, and the last time you told the story was perfect. That was spot on. We were right there. Then we get to that point where something happened that we skip over every time.
No,
And
we're not
that's
skipping
where I'm
over
at.
nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No,
I don't.
I know. I'm trying to get you to remember so it makes sense, because there's a point to where he was stabbed and we're missing that I think you know when it happened. It's just I think you're just worried about.
I'm not worried about nothing. I'm a very honest person. I do not recall me literally stabbing him. I don't recall me just.
We're not saying you did it intentionally. Like I said, I was trying to explain. You've been in situations before. You've gotten your beat. People just sometimes you just can't take it anymore.
From when we going from getting them bags and then about to go get his stuff, it had to happen right then and there. I don't recall. I don't remember. You know, I probably, because I'm still a little bit drunk, so probably when I sober up, it'll, you know, come back to me. But I just remember Keyron was very aggressive. And I just wasn't about to get my in.
It's understandable.
And we're not faulting you for that. I mean, that doesn't make you a bad person. Give me 1 second, okay? Do you need another water or a snack or something?
I'll take another water.
You want water? Alright, yeah, give us 1 second. We'll be right back. You use the restroom? Hey, real quick, you said that your camera can be accessed from your phone. Is that right? You're just not really familiar how to do it?
Yes.
Alright, so what I'm going to have you do is I want you to read over this, okay? This is another consent form. It's for your phone, alright? And this one is going to be for the actual DVR system that's in your house, so I can get into that and watch that. Because that's going to help. I think that's going to help you quite a bit.
Bonita's facade of innocence crumbles as soon as she realizes that the detectives are finally closing in on her. Although she tries to appear devastated by fake crying, what detectives uncover next only exposes her manipulative tendencies. Bonita's attempt to appear cooperative further digs her into trouble when the password she provides them to access her phone turns out to be incorrect.
So I want to go back to when a friend of yours told you that he was cheating on you. What was the extent? Like, how did that come about?
It was okay. Jackie, this lady Jackie around the corner who lied to him for the last 2 years about the baby being his.
What baby?
Her name was Leela Fickler. She's in the last report with me and him for the domestic violence.
You guys don't have a child in common, right?
No.
Okay.
She was like, supposedly, she messing with this guy, and his ex-wife supposedly told her that her and Keyron was still don't care, because Jackie always lying.
Okay.
But I can be petty, and I stated it to him. I'm like, okay, you've been cheating this and that. So we got into a little argument, and we wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Okay.
So we wasn't talking.
When was that?
That was probably like 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay. So you approached him with it and said, did you ask him straight up?
No, it was a text message. It was like, I'm like, oh, you acting funny. You probably should, continue talking to the you've been cheating on me with.
I got you.
And then that was the reason why we was not talking.
Okay. So there was like a period before this, like 2 or 3 days where you guys, like, very little communication.
Yeah, we wasn't even talking. Like, the whole day, like, when I went to go drop the key off to him, he was at his buddy Frank's house. And I went to my sister's house. We just wasn't talking.
But still, he was still sleeping, right?
Huh?
He was still sleeping, like, living with you?
Yeah.
You guys just were not communicating?
Yeah, it was just that one day.
So yesterday, what was the boiling point? Like, did he get pissed off about it again, or what happened?
No, I'm telling you. He went to Frank's house.
Uh-huh.
I woke up to go get me a job and handle my business. When I came back, he was gone. He was at Frank's house, and I went to go drop the key off to him so he can get back in. And then I went to my sister's house.
Okay. And then when you got home, that's when things kind of blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Did he approach you first about it? Like, how did that argument start?
I believe when I got home, he had a situation because our agreement was we was going to be in the house by 12 o'clock.
Okay.
So when I got home, it was probably a little bit after 12.
Okay.
And he didn't like that, or he, had an issue with that.
What did he say to you?
I don't remember.
No. Okay. But so the whole initial fight started because you just got home a couple minutes late, and he got pissed off about that?
Who got physical first?
He got physical first because he didn't like me throwing stuff outside.
What did he do? Walk us through exactly what he did when he got physical. What was that like? And
Like,
what did he do?
he just like, he like shoved me, so I fell, you know, and then he was just like up in my face and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm just fighting back at this point.
So you guys are fighting with each other. Then you grab a knife.
I go towards this thing or whatever, and like, that's the knife that don't have no handle on it. He, you know, I didn't have no much, I didn't have, it was gone. That was that. Then he was like, oh, you want to try to grab a knife? I'm going to get one too. And he grabbed a knife.
Bonita makes every effort to convince the detectives that she acted in self-defense and paints Kieran as the aggressor. However, the detectives don't seem ready to fall for her tricks. Her inconsistent statement about who held the knife first eventually makes her claims contradictory. Additionally, her claims about Kieran's affair are also undermined by his friends, who asserted that Kieran was loyal to Bonita, and he often had to ask her to go out with them. These statements only highlight Bonita's attention-seeking nature. What the detectives have uncovered so far is just a glimpse. Further details that are about to come to light are poised to expose her web of lies.
Was this fight like? No, was this like every other fight you guys have ever had?
I mean, to this point of stuff being broken, we've never got there. But it's a hole in my wall from him, you know, punching a hole in the wall. And like I said, I got videos in my phone of him, you know, yelling outside. So we get heated.
Has there any been weapons involved in any of your fights at all?
Yes.
Like knives? So there's been knives.
It's been knives
in the past.
before. Like, you know, I'll grab the knife and I'm like, you know, don't come at me or whatever. This is that. And with the DV charge or whatever, like, he was in my face and I was just going like this. And it poked him in his face 2 times. So he was like, I'm telling them they need to take you to jail. Look at my face. Because he grabbed me with the domestic violence case. He grabbed me and like put me up in the corner, but had me up and I couldn't breathe. So at that point, I was just scratching and I was just trying to get him off of me. And the police got called that time and they took him. So
is that what happened last night then? Like, all of this kind of boiled over?
yeah, from previous arguments, it just got to that point last night.
Or was like enough is enough?
I mean, I guess for him, because I've seen him mad before, but not like that. So.
What do you mean? What was he doing different than he would have before, as far as his behavior?
Like, he would yell and stuff, but I've never seen like his eyes that big or the veins popping out of his neck, like angry. I've never seen that. And like I told him before, I'm like, you starting to do like this little devilish look, like you starting to look real evil.
So is that what led to this? Like receiving all this injury and all this kind of crazy that happened?
Yes.
So
it's basically defending myself.
So, okay. And that's the stuff I need to know, right? I need to know that kind of stuff. This is what we've been working for this whole time here, okay? I need to know how he got that injury. You need to be honest with me, okay?
No,
this is what we've been working for the whole time. You just told me yourself that you were defending yourself, but I need to know. This dancing around how this happened is not going to.
No, I'm not trying to dance around nothing. Like, I literally was drunk, so I don't remember everything. So I just know that it got to a point where I was defending myself.
And I'm okay with that. I'm alright with that. But I need to know how that injury happened. Okay, I need to know how he got that injury.
We were fighting, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I had a knife in my hand. I probably went like this, or I went, you know, this, or I went like that, but like did this too. But I was just defending myself. I was trying
And I
to back him
understand
up off of me.
Bonita, when did that happen?
We had to
Where
be
were
in
you
the kitchen.
We were in the kitchen.
We had to be in the kitchen, in the midst of kitchen, outside. Like, we had to be in that area.
So is that what ended it?
No, because after we got into that, I remember going upstairs and he was still talking to me. It wasn't like that happened and, oh, he dropped and I'm like, oh, all right, I'm going upstairs. No. He was still talking to me.
So that makes sense to me because you're right-handed and his injury is on his left side. And if you guys are face-to-face, that makes sense of how he received that. So I appreciate you telling me that because that makes a lot more sense than I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Despite Bonita's attempts to deceive the detective by providing the incorrect password, they ultimately managed to get access to it, revealing unsettling content. They found that Bonita had sent text and voice messages to Kieran, threatening and even cursing him. Her attempts to portray Kieran as an aggressor in their relationship completely backfires. Now, for the one last time, detectives are prepared to strike Bonita with irrefutable evidence, eventually incriminating her as the mastermind behind this heart-wrenching crime.
I received some information, alright? So, everything you told me before, alright, I believe you, for the most part. The only thing I'm having a hard time with is I just found out that he's got a wound right here, down in his side.
Right there.
It's in the top of his chest, alright? So that wound in the side is not there. I was wrong.
Okay.
It's in his chest.
Okay.
So let's figure out how that happened, alright?
Well, that goes to the point, when I was saying I was just doing anything with the knife, like to get him back from me.
So it actually went into him at some point. It had to have.
Okay, well, I don't recall it, But like I said, I can actually say this in court. I was doing this and this to get him away from me.
Okay.
So
So at some point, you're face to face, and you're going like this. And at some point, you stab him in the chest, just flailing around, right? So basically, what you're telling me is you're swinging the knife around. You didn't intend to stab him,
no.
but it happened.
I mean, yeah, because if that was the whole intention, like if you're going to keep coming close to me and harming me, you're going to get stabbed because I have a knife and I'm clearly got it in my hand and I'm doing this. Like, why would you keep, walking up to somebody with a knife that's going like this? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
So I would assume it's probably safe to say we probably would have never grabbed that knife in the first place, right?
Yes, I wish I would have never grabbed it because
that led to this mess that we're in here. So the other thing,
I don't hate him that much.
I don't think you do.
All. Like,
I don't think you do.
I actually thought I met my person.
The other thing that I want to talk about too is after he gets hit in the chest, right? He's not going to be up for very long after that. All right, after hitting one in the chest, you're going to be very long. You're going to hit the ground pretty quick, and he has no blood on his underwear, meaning that once he was hit, he fell fairly quick. All right, so tell me what happened after that happened. I know you're telling me he bandaged you up, but
that's what I'm saying. Like,
something else.
Literally, if I would have seen my fiance hit the ground after me and him having an altercation, it's not much for me to get in the car and go 7 minutes around the corner. He did not hit no ground. He did not do that. Like, he was still trying to get his stuff back in the house and everything.
He did not hit. In the kitchen or outside?
He was in the kitchen when I woke up, so it had to happen.
Where you stabbed him, was it in the kitchen or was it outside?
Sir, we was fighting from outside to the kitchen to the living room. I don't recall where it happened.
Okay.
But when I went to sleep, Kieran Ficklin was still up.
Where did he bandage you up at?
In the living room.
No, on your body. On your body.
Just my thumb.
Your thumb? So what did he do? He grabbed a Band-Aid and put it on you?
He got the first aid kit.
Where was the first aid kit?
The first aid kit was in the back, where my hair room is.
Like, right to the left of the back door? Or the
yes.
Door?
So when you come in, the hair room is that way, laundry room or whatever. And then when you go in there, you make another right, and they were to the back, like top of the crates. So he had to go in, turn, go this way, and then look down, you know, to get the bandages and stuff.
So we got a Band-Aid, put one on your finger, and then you went upstairs. So it's
Yes.
safe to say this probably only took 3 or 4 minutes from the time you got the Band-Aid to put it on your finger,
Yes.
and you going upstairs, maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes-ish. I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, that makes sense.
It's so, it's like, it's frustrating because I'm telling the story, you know, and I'm telling her what he did, but he's not, I don't want to talk about him like that. Like, yes, I was defending myself, but I love him. And we had so much potential. Like, when we good, we great. It's so much laughter, so much fun.
When things got bad, they got bad, huh?
And it was like, I met him. He was going through that stuff with that girl. I had impacted on my spiritual journey. If they walking around my house, they gonna see my stones and my candles and stuff. Like, I was not no yelling, argumentative type of person. He definitely brought that out of me, but it was to a point where I could just be like, okay, this is not what I really want for us. So then he went and bought his stones and stuff. He would meditate with me. It was just when he got mad, there's no turning back when somebody's mad to that point.
But I do have to have a female officer, and we do got to take your clothes, but we're going to get you something different, okay? So bear with us in this next couple minutes, and we'll try to make this as fast as possible.
Yeah, because I'm going to jail.
I didn't say that.
Well, our evidence guys were processing. They found a wet and bloody mop. How did that get there?
The mop and all that stuff is right by the door. I hang everything right there.
The mop was in the kitchen or in the
Right.
living room. So how did that get there?
I didn't grab the mop.
Why
I
is
didn't
it
touch the
bloody?
mop.
Or-
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. When I went upstairs, I don't know if he like tried to clean up for me bleeding everywhere or something like that. But I never grabbed the mop. I never tried to clean up
Nothing.
the stuff. No.
Because it was wet too. So that's
Right.
what we're trying to figure out. Like,
Right.
if you were just
No.
panicking, trying to clean up. Or
No. When I woke up, I went downstairs and I seen him, and I looked out the door. His 2 suitcases was outside. So I went outside and I got those. I didn't bother him or anything, because even when he sleeps normally, I would lift his arm up and he would not get up. I literally have to shake him to wake him up. So, and then that was that. I didn't even see the mop. I never touched no mop.
So did you open the door, bring the suitcases in, and then call?
Yeah. Because like I said, I didn't disturb him. I'm like, okay, well, he probably still asleep. Or
You didn't
whatever.
see all that blood?
No, I didn't see him. I didn't see that until I actually just went there. But I knew I was bleeding last night, so I didn't think nothing of it until I actually went over there and I was like, "Bae," and then I'm like, "Bae," and then I felt that he was cold, and like I moved him like this, and he was still stiff. So then I was like, "Oh, like let me call somebody," you know, because I don't know what.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. That's all I need. I just wanted to clear that little part up real quick.
Bonita was charged with 3 counts of murder, 2 counts of felonious assault, and 2 counts of tampering with the evidence. However, as the trial was postponed, Bonita was released on bail. In 2023, Bonita had to attend an event, but before she could reach there, officers noticed the expired license plate on her vehicle. What made the matter even worse was that they discovered a firearm inside the vehicle.
There's a firearm in here.
What's that?
There's a gun in here.
Nuh-uh.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. Copy.
I don't know.
She was eventually charged with possession of a firearm while indicted. In May 2024, Bonita Wright was convicted of murder in the commission of a felonious assault, but it was not determined that she had committed a deliberate killing. In addition, she was also found guilty on 3 counts of felonious assault and 2 counts of tampering with evidence. Judge Christopher Rothgary sentenced Bonita to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 18 years, which included 15 years for the murder charges and an additional 3 years for tampering with evidence.